Marvel's Spider-Man and Batman Arkham Knight are two powerhouse titles that have redefined what it means to be a superhero in video games. Both of these games offer immersive open-world experiences, fluid combat mechanics, and deep character-driven narratives that let players feel like they are truly stepping into the shoes of these beloved heroes. Whether you're swinging through the streets of New York City as Spider-Man or gliding over the rooftops of Gotham as Batman, these games present dynamic, detailed worlds that fans of the superheroes will recognize and cherish. Today, we're going to dive deeper into how Marvel's Spider-Man and Batman Arkham Knight compare in key gameplay aspects, narrative depth, and overall fun factor. We'll explore how Spider-Man might edge out Arkham Knight in some areas, but we'll also see where Batman's darker, more tactical approach shines. By the end of this comparison, we'll help you decide which game might be the better pick for your gaming experience. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Marvel's Spider-Man, one of the standout features of Spider-Man is its traversal. Web swinging in New York City is not just a mechanic, it's an experience. The physics of the web swinging feel incredibly natural, and the freedom you have while moving through the city is exhilarating. Whether you're soaring above skyscrapers, diving down to street level, or performing acrobatic stunts, Spider-Man's movement system makes you feel like you're truly inhabiting the superhero. Additionally, there's a sense of responsiveness and flow that makes the act of swinging feel dynamic and never repetitive. In Arkham Knight, Batman's movement is more grounded and relies on gliding and the use of the Batmobile for fast travel. While gliding can be fun, it doesn't match the fluidity or excitement of Spider-Man's web swinging. Gotham is a dark, atmospheric city that lends itself well to Batman's brooding persona, but traversing it can sometimes feel slow or cumbersome. The Batmobile, while impressive in terms of its capabilities, can be a divisive feature. At times, the forced use of the Batmobile in combat sections can detract from the flow of the game and slow down the pacing. Edge, Spider-Man. The freedom of web swinging across New York City adds an unmatched layer of excitement and accessibility to the gameplay that Arkham Knight's gliding and Batmobile sections just can't match. Marvel's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's combat system combines fluid hand-to-hand combat with the use of his webbing. The dynamic blend of punches, kicks, and web-based attacks, such as using the webs to pull enemies toward you or launching them into the air, creates a fast-paced, engaging combat experience. The combo system is polished, and there's always something new to learn as you unlock more skills. Each fight feels like a choreography of webbing, flips, and punches, keeping the combat dynamic and constantly fresh. The combat in Arkham Knight is based on the free flow system, which allows Batman to seamlessly string together attacks with counterattacks. While this system is fluid and rewarding, it can sometimes feel repetitive, especially as the game leans heavily on the counterattack mechanic. The reliance on gadgets and environmental interactions makes Batman's combat more tactical, but it doesn't have the same level of variety or acrobatic flair that Spider-Man's combat system offers. Additionally, while combat is fun, the game sometimes overuses certain moves, which can diminish the excitement. Edge, Spider-Man. The variety and creativity in Spider-Man's combat system, including webbing and acrobatics, make it a more dynamic and fun combat experience compared to Batman's more predictable, tactical approach. Spider-Man's depiction of New York City is nothing short of breathtaking. The game's open world is a vibrant, living entity filled with side missions, collectibles, and dynamic events that make the city feel alive. The use of Spider-Man's web-swinging mechanic complements the world design perfectly, allowing for fast travel between locations, while also giving players the freedom to explore every nook and cranny of the city. The variety of environments, ranging from bustling streets to quiet rooftops, adds depth to the game's world. In Arkham Knight is atmospheric and dark, perfectly reflecting Batman's brooding nature. The city feels oppressive at times, with narrow streets, dimly lit alleys, and a sense of constant danger. While it's a beautifully designed world, it doesn't offer the same sense of exploration and excitement as Spider-Man's New York City. The Batmobile's forced sections can sometimes feel like a chore, making exploration feel less fluid and dynamic. Nonetheless, the game does a great job of making Gotham feel dangerous and alive, particularly during moments of intense combat and stealth. Edge, Spider-Man. The dynamic world of New York, coupled with the web-swinging mechanic, makes it more enjoyable to explore compared to the dark, gritty atmosphere of Gotham. The story in Spider-Man balances Peter Parker's personal life and his superhero duties in a way that is both heartfelt and engaging. The narrative is fresh, focusing on Peter's journey as a seasoned Spider-Man who is still trying to balance his responsibilities with his relationships. The emotional moments, particularly with Aunt May, Mary Jane, and the villains, add layers to the plot, making it both thrilling and emotionally charged. The relationship between Peter and the villains is well developed, with the introduction of Miles Morales adding a fresh perspective to the Spider-Man story. Arkham Knight presents a darker, more psychological narrative. The story delves deep into Batman's internal struggles, focusing on his fears and his desire to protect Gotham from an impending disaster. The return of familiar villains, particularly Scarecrow, introduces a sense of dread and tension that permeates the entire game. While the emotional stakes are high, the story can at times feel heavy, with a darker tone that may not resonate with everyone. However, for fans of the character, the narrative provides a rich, complex journey that challenges Batman's psyche. Edge, Tide. Spider-Man offers a grounded, emotionally impactful story, while Arkham Knight delivers a darker, psychological narrative. The choice here depends on what kind of story you prefer, optimistic or dark. Spider-Man has an iconic rogues gallery, and the villains in the game are each uniquely designed to provide distinct and exciting combat encounters. From Kingpin's brute strength to Doc Ock's mind-bending powers, each villain brings something new to the table. The boss fights are varied, creative, and never feel repetitive, as you use your webbing and surroundings to defeat your foes. Spider-Man's DLCs also introduce additional villains, further expanding the roster and keeping the action fresh. Batman's Rogues Gallery is equally impressive, with memorable villains like the Joker, Two-Face, and the titular Arkham Knight. The boss fights in Arkham Knight are intense and cinematic, but at times the overuse of the Batmobile during these encounters can disrupt the flow of the action. The game offers an impressive variety of villains, and while the battles are memorable, the forced Batmobile sections can detract from the enjoyment of the boss fights. Edge, Spider-Man. While Arkham Knight has its share of fantastic villains, Spider-Man's diverse range of boss fights, each with different mechanics, keeps the gameplay feeling varied and fresh. Spider-Man shines when it comes to character depth, especially with Peter Parker. The game gives you insight into his personal life, from his relationships with Aunt May and Mary Jane, to his struggles with his job and superhero duties. Spider-Man's character growth, particularly with Miles Morales, adds emotional weight to the game. Peter's journey is one of self-discovery, with both heroic triumphs and personal challenges that make him feel like a relatable and well-rounded protagonist. Batman's character development in Arkham Knight is more focused on his internal conflict and his desire to protect Gotham at all costs. While Batman's psychological struggles are compelling, they can sometimes feel more one-note compared to Spider-Man's multifaceted development. The emotional weight in Arkham Knight is often centered around Batman's fears and his relationships with Gotham's villains, but it doesn't have the same level of personal relatability as Peter Parker's journey. Edge, Spider-Man. The emotional depth of Peter Parker's character, combined with the weight of his personal and superhero struggles, makes him a more relatable and engaging protagonist than Batman in Arkham Knight. Visually, Spider-Man is a stunning game, with a vibrant and dynamic rendition of New York City. The character models, textures, and animations all stand out, particularly during combat and web swinging. The lighting effects and webbing animations add a layer of realism, making every moment feel exciting. The city itself is rich in detail, with day-to-night transitions that add to the immersion. Arkham Knight boasts impressive visuals, but the darker, moody atmosphere of Gotham can sometimes feel repetitive due to its constant nighttime setting. However, the attention to detail in character models, particularly Batman's suit and the effects of Scarecrow's fear toxin, adds to the game's overall visual appeal. While Gotham is beautifully designed, the repetitive urban setting can make things feel less visually varied compared to the vibrant world of Spider-Man. Edge, Spider-Man. The varied visuals, especially during the web-swinging moments and the contrast between different environments, make Spider-Man a more visually diverse and exciting game. Which game is better? Both Marvel's Spider-Man and Batman, Arkham Knight are masterpieces in their own right, offering unique experiences that cater to different tastes. If you're looking for fast-paced, dynamic action with a focus on exploration and character depth, Spider-Man offers a more engaging experience overall. Its web-swinging mechanics, fluid combat, and emotional story make it a standout title for superhero fans. On the other hand, if you prefer a darker, more tactical experience with a focus on psychological storytelling, Arkham Knight offers a compelling and intense journey into the world of Batman. While Arkham Knight is undeniably fantastic, the overall enjoyment, fluidity of movement, and emotional depth of Spider-Man make it the more accessible and fun game for a wider audience. If you enjoy superhero games that balance action, heart, and creativity, Spider-Man is the game I'd recommend. But what about you? Do you lean more towards Batman's gritty world, or is Spider-Man's high-flying action more your style? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming.